there, this is Tata bringing your the Wrestling Time post show. It is Saturday, July 1st, 2023, and tonight I will be talking about WWE Money in the Bank. Wow, okay. It was quite a show, I have to say, but let's talk about the biggest talking point that happened at Money in the Bank in the Bloodline Civil War, which was the main event Roman Reigns and Sikoa versus the Usos. It finally happened after 3 long years. Jey Uso pinned Roman Reigns, making him the first person since Baron Corbin to pin Roman Reigns. Now, I have to say, I thought this was a really great main event. I absolutely love the story that was being told in this match. Alright, so one of the things I did like about this match, it was the story being told. You could tell when Jimmy and Solo Sikoa, who started this match, Jimmy was kind of hesitant to attack his brother. Solo just seemed like he also didn't want to attack Jimmy. And then when Roman and Jey got in there, like Jey was off for it. Roman was like ready to give Jey what he thought he deserved. There was so much that happened in this match. Oh my god, you had Roman Reigns giving Jey Uso 2 Superman punches. You had the Usos double spearing Roman Reigns. You had the Usos at one point stand across from Roman and Solo. You had the ref got knocked down. He got knocked down, and the Usos did the 1D to Roman. And I thought it was over there, but nope. That wasn't over there. There was this other spot where Roman and Solo, first Solo gave a Samoan spike to Jey, and then Roman speared Jey. I thought it was over. Like, you had Solo stacking the Usos, but they kicked out of that. They kicked out. And then you had Solo attempting to take out Jimmy on the announce table, but Jimmy moved. And so in the ring, Roman is with Jey, and Jey kicks out with a low blow. At some point, Solo tries to get back in, and he gets super kicked. The Usos double super kick Roman, and then Jey hits him with the splash, and Jey pins Roman Reigns, and the Usos are victorious. I'm not gonna lie, I feel some type of way about this, because what's Cody gonna do? It takes away the mystique, because the whole point was the fact that Roman hadn't been pinned in 3 years, and now he just got pinned tonight. So the next person that pins him, what's the big deal when Roman has already gotten pinned? I just think that if Cody Rhodes is still the guy to take that title off of Roman, the mystique is taken away. But I honestly feel like Jey pinning Roman is probably going to be used to set up SummerSlam. It's going to probably be Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns for the title at SummerSlam. But what were your thoughts on Jey Uso pinning Roman Reigns? Let me know in the live chat or in the comments. So Money in the Bank kicked off with the men's Money in the Bank match. I thought this was an odd choice to start the show. But one thing I did find funny is that everybody ganged up on Logan Paul. As soon as the match started, everybody beat up poor Logan Paul. And there was this other spot where he was trying to climb the ladder, and they pulled him off, and everybody beat him up again. But overall, I thought this was a fun match. There were some cool spots. One spot, actually 2 spots involving Logan Paul. The first one was when he did the splash onto Damian Priest onto a ladder. Another cool spot was when Butch did the chinlock to Santos Escobar, and then Ricochet did a 450 splash to Butch and Santos Escobar, who were laying on a ladder. So, okay, I think this was a botch here. So there was this one spot where L.A. Knight pushed Shinsuke Nakamura and Santos Escobar off the ladder. And then he pushed Logan Paul and Ricochet off the ladder. And earlier in the match, Damian Priest and Logan Paul had set up some tables. And I feel like Ricochet and Logan Paul was supposed to land on those tables from this spot. But that didn't happen. They landed on the ropes. And Ricochet had to push himself and Logan Paul onto those tables. And in the aftermath, like at the end of the match, you could see like Logan Paul is all like bleeding from the back and stuff. So I feel like that was a botch. And it would have made for a really cool spot had it not botched. And it comes down to Damian Priest and LA Knight. And Damian Priest hits the broken arrow to LA Knight from the top of the ladder. And Damian Priest is officially Mr. Money in the Bank, or as he called himself, Senor Money in the Bank. I was rooting for LA Knight. He was so over. Like, if you heard the pop that he got on SmackDown and here, the crowd was totally behind him. I cannot believe he didn't win, but I feel like that's maybe a type of punishment for getting over on his own. But overall, was a good match, and I can't complain. You know, it's better than Logan Paul winning. So, but I am a little sad that LA Knight did not win. So I'm going to jump ahead to Damian Priest's backstage interview, which he basically talked about. Like I said, he calls himself Senor Money in the Bank. He says that he's got a lot to think about now, and he can cash into and either become IC champion, US champion, or any type of champion, and he knows he will become a champion. So then we get the Undisputed Women's Tag Team title match. It's Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. Remember, Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan never lost those tag titles. They had to relinquish those titles because Liv Morgan got injured here. Okay. So Liv Morgan coming out dressed like Ginger Spice. This was a decent match, but I was surprised by the outcome. Shayna Baszler attacking Ronda Rousey, which allowed Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan to once again become women's tag team champions. So it seems like we're going to have a feud between Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. You would think that they would have had a much longer reign since they literally unified the titles, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago? And now we're here. This is why the women's tag team division in WWE is non-existent, because you're constantly splitting up teams and putting two people together. So I thought Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler were going to run through the division, but nope. Here we are. Next, we got the IC title match. It's Matt Riddle versus Gunther. This was a good match. I felt like Gunther took it to... I felt like Riddle took it to Gunther. There was this one spot where Gunther was taking Matt Riddle's protective tape off his foot. You know, and Gunther ended up winning this by an ankle lock, by submission with an ankle lock. And you know who came out after the match? Drew McIntyre. He came out and he hit Gunther with the Claymore Kid, and he held up the Intercontinental title. So it seems to me like Drew McIntyre is going to be Gunther's next opponent, probably for SummerSlam. But I question as to what's going to happen there, because Gunther, after SummerSlam, will only be, I think, less than a month away from breaking the record. So to me, it makes no sense for him to lose the title at SummerSlam. How could you take the title off of him coming this close, you know? So I don't think Drew McIntyre is going to beat Gunther. But then again, there were rumors about Drew McIntyre being unhappy with his creative. So who knows? Maybe they will pull the trigger and give the title to Drew McIntyre. But to me, it doesn't make sense for Gunther to lose the title so close to beating the record. And he's been a dominant champion, so we have to wait and see. But what are your thoughts on Drew McIntyre coming back and challenging Gunther for the IC title, possibly at SummerSlam? Next, we get Cody Rhodes versus Dominik Mysterio. Dominik slapped Cody. Cody ripped that cast that he had on his arm off. He did a running power slam to Dominik. And Dominik tried to go into the crowd, but Cody brought him back. And Rhea Ripley stepped to Cody. You know, I'm really surprised with Rhea Ripley at ringside didn't try to involve Brandy Rhodes in this. There was this one spot where Dominik attempted to take the turnbuckle off the rope, but the ref caught him. The crowd was really into Cody. They were singing and chanting for Cody. Dominik attempted to do the Three Amigos to Cody. Rhea Ripley caused another distraction, and Dominik attempted to do a 619, but it doesn't connect. Cody Rhodes doing the Alabama Slam to Dominik, and then he hit Dominik with the Cody cutter and 8 crossroads, and Cody Rhodes is victorious. So I was not expecting Cody Rhodes to win. I thought for sure maybe Leslie would come out and cause Cody this match to set up their match at SummerSlam, but that didn't happen. But, happy Cody Rhodes won here. The only way I would have seen Dominik winning was with interference from Lesnar. We get a John Cena segment, which just totally caught me off guard and by surprise. Was not expecting John Cena at all to be at Money in the Bank. And the whole gist of this is that he's trying to bring WrestleMania to London, and he was trying to get the crowd to show management that they're rowdy and that they can make noise. And then Grayson Waller comes out, and he said he's disappointed that Cena is lying to all these people, and he suggests why not take WrestleMania to Australia. And Grayson Waller then says that he can get Cena a spot on the show, and he wants to help Cena. He wants Cena to let him help him with his career, and why not do Waller versus Cena at WrestleMania Australia. And Cena says no, and Grayson Waller says that nobody says no to the Waller effect. And then Grayson Waller attacks John Cena, and John Cena hits Grayson Waller with the AA. So I'm not sure what to make of this segment. I thought it was kind of pointless, and it kind of I guess it was a cool down segment after having match after match. But it's totally just random. And I bet WWE is going to forget about bringing WrestleMania to the UK. So, but what did you guys think about John Cena's segment and them possibly bringing WrestleMania to the UK? Next, we get the women's Money in the Bank match. And this was actually a really fun match. I enjoyed this match just as much as I did the men's match. And, of course, Zoe Starks and Trish Stratus work together during this match. They try to handcuff Becky Lynch, but it backfires on them. Becky does a manhandle slam to Trish onto the ladder. My favorite spot in this match was Zelina doing the Code Red to Ricky. I was going to say Ricky Starks. My favorite spot in this match was Zelina doing the Code Red to Zoe Starks from the ladder onto a ladder. And Bayley inadvertently pushed Io Sky off the ladder. Then Becky took Bayley off the ladder, and they're in the ladders. Remember, Becky still has that handcuff, and so Io comes and she handcuffs Becky and Bayley. And so she climbs the ladder and she becomes Miss Money in the Bank. And I have to say, that was a very creative finish. I was a huge fan of that finish. So, let's see what this means for Damage Control. Because it seems like they're pretty much going to split up after this. Especially once Io Sky finds out that Bayley pushed her off that ladder. But what are your thoughts on Io Sky winning Money in the Bank? Are you happy with it? Do you agree with it? Let me know in the live chat or in the comment section down below. Next, we get the World Heavyweight title match. It's Finn Balor versus Seth Freakin Rollins. And Seth Rollins immediately went after Finn Balor in this match. This was an alright match. You had Seth Rollins doing a super kick to Finn Balor and a buckle bomb into the corner. And now, since Damian Priest did win the Money in the Bank match, he came out and he basically was watching this match. And the crowd was chanting, "Cash it in, cash it in." And after Finn Balor does the coup de grace to the injured ribs of Seth Rollins, seems like he's going to go for another coup de grace. But then Damian Priest kind of caused a distraction, and this allowed Rollins to take advantage, and then he hit the stomp to Finn Balor, and Seth freaking Rollins is victorious here. So obviously they're adding more attention to Finn Balor and Damian Priest. So the question is, who's going to get kicked out of Judgment Day? Finn Balor or Damian Priest? And are they going to get kicked out Evolution style? But I'm going to go ahead and stop there because the main event is Roman Reigns and Sikoa versus the Usos, which I already talked about. Overall, I really did enjoy tonight's show. The Cena wasn't a huge fan of the Cena segment, and if you take the Cena segment out, this would have been a fantastic pay-per-view, fantastic PLE. But with the Cena segment, I have to give this a 9.5 out of 10. But overall, a really enjoyable pay-per-view, had some great matches. There's not too much I can complain about. But let me know what you guys thought of Money in the Bank. And what will you give it on a scale of 1 to 10? So with that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching and for the continuous support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And I'll see you guys Monday after Raw. Bye.